Chapter 34 of Pee Wee Harris Adrift. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by John Brandon. Pee Wee Harris Adrift by Percy Keese Fitzhugh. Chapter 34. The story closes and school opens. Kiki Joe could not trust himself in any such stalking exploit, and he had no standing capital of good reputation with which to verify his honorable intention, in case his bungling hand should slip. He had as good as promised Townsend that he would not go swimming. But also these boys all had to go to school. I'm not saying what I think he should have done. I'm simply telling you what he did. He slid silently into the water with his rags clinging to him and started swimming up the river against the ebbing tide. He had a simple, short-sighted, one-track mind. It never occurred to him that by undressing he might return and don his dry clothes again, such as they were. He had always gone in swimming with his rags on, and he was his own clothesline. They dried upon his back. In the water, Kiki Joe was at his best. He swam to shore like a little devil. Then, with all his might and main, he ran northward through the woods, keeping close to the shore. This necessitated his swimming through mud and marshy places. But he hurried on, soaked, weary, panting. He was a horrible sight when he reached the boat, dripping with mud, his flesh torn by brambles, his ragged clothing plastered to his poor little form like wallpaper. He was not good at rowing, but fortunately all he had to do was to guide the old punt while the tide carried it down. And so he brought the old boat to the island and pulled it up well on the shore and tied it with a rope. Then, panting, dripping, he groped his way to the tent and looked within. They were all still sleeping peacefully. Kiki Joe had no change of clothing either on the island or anywhere else. Going to school was out of the question now. He was too saturated and filthy. Why should he remain on the island? He felt that he could not face Townsend Ripley after breaking the promise he had made him not to go in swimming. Poor Kiki Joe, his eyes were so full of mud that he could not see the glory of that broken promise. "Yes, can all go ter school," he said. Then, with as much fear and stealth as if he were running away from the police, he crept into the water again and started for shore. He bent his course as nearly as he could for the end of Barrel Alley, which abutted on the river. Soon he would be back in the yard of Billy Gilson's tire repair shop, and could rest. His little sojourn in Fairyland had been a wonderful thing. End of Chapter 34. Recording by John Brandon. End of Pee Wee Harris Adrift by Percy Keese Fitzhugh.